So good day, it's Paul Williams here from Fortinet. I look after the southern part of Africa, southern Jewish team as well. I'm here to present on leading in cybersecurity digital innovation on behalf of the Africa Virtual Summit. Yes, thanks very much for allowing me to present, and let me cover the presentation. What I will do now is just switch my mode to full presentation mode so you can actually see the presentation. Thank you. So with that said, Fortinet themselves today is one of the global leading cybersecurity companies in the world. We have a large amount of products, over 50 products today that are integrated into a thing called the security fabric. The security fabric we offer today in the marketplace allows customers to innovate, to obviously look at how they can become more agile in the cybersecurity space, but at the same time, it offers you a much broader approach to integrating the solutions, not only to Fortinet, but other third-party products. It allows you to provide more visibility on the products. We offer a lot of automated functionality as well with regards to artificial intelligence and other features and functions we built into the operating system as well as the hardware. And it also helps you to offer a high flexible acceleration products themselves with regards to when you start developing these networks. Fortinet themselves is a NASDAQ registered company. We're basically over a $40 billion US company today, registered on NASDAQ. We have over 53,000 customers worldwide. Many of them are on the African continent. And that's it. Let's move on to the next slide. The company itself is headquartered out of Sunnyvale, USA. We have development organizations both in North Americas, in Europe, as well as in Asia Pac and India. We have also large offices also in South Africa, the west coast of Africa. We have offices in Morocco, offices in Egypt, as well as Kenya that service both the partner base as well as the customers as well. In that space, we also recognized by Gartner within the Gartner quadrant. We are recognized in the first space with regards to network firewalls, WAN edge solutions, including SD-WAN as an offering to the marketplace. The second part of that, we're also seen as a visionary with regards to wide and wireless LAN networks as well as SIEM. So we have products in that space. We also do web application firewalling as well as endpoint protection platforms. That also includes things like XDR, which is a big hype that customers are talking about today. That said, with the Fortinet mention of the security web gateways as well as indoor location-based services, and Gartner basically recognizes and does this on an annual basis. So we basically try and opt in to try and do a lot of testing with Gartner in the different Magic Quadrants and try and improve on our skill sets and the technology space as well. But this gives you a few edge of the firewalls themselves. So Fortinet traditionally was and has been a firewall company, but we've obviously now moved to more of a sophisticated platform and solution. We are competing with our major competitors in the space. In 2021 of September this year, we were actually recognized as the WAN edge infrastructure by Gartner themselves. So congratulations to the team. That's a great work. Let's move on to industry and landscape and your customer challenges that I think you face on a daily basis. With digital innovation and impacts, every business that you see today is impacted, no matter which business you're in. There's massive increase in the workload of forces with regards to the epidemic in the world. We saw a huge shift over 2 years ago when COVID-19 broke out, and we saw at least 80 to 90% of the staff being working from home. So it was just the way customers did business and the way staff actually integrated to their corporate offices. We saw a huge migration of applications and computing platforms. We saw a huge proliferation and vulnerability of networks being enabled. And because the enablement of these new networks, a lot of people didn't realize that security was obviously very important at home networks and basically people dialing into the networks from remote connections into the data centers. Again, the data centers had to also be protected. We've seen a large growth and push on data privacy around the world, including in Africa now. A lot of people are complying to this. A lot of countries in Africa are also looking at cybersecurity acts in each country that are governed by the government. And this basic governance pushes right down to all organizations, including government themselves. And that's important because, we all obviously want to ensure that privacy of people's personal information is protected. And more sophisticated business applications have come out, with regards to mobile networks now. Mobile networks are becoming more agile, more flexible with their offering. They're also teaming up and sometimes even competing with some of the larger brands in the world. This includes things like Apple, Google, AWS, and Azure. They're also finding that them offering the last mile service, they need to also increase the speeds of these networks. But at the same time, increasing the speed, that's also ensure that that last mile of the 5G LTE network is also protected as well. And then we've seen a huge explosion in edge networking. I mean, this is the new thing that everyone's talking about. If you talk about mobile edge or cloud edge or computer edge or data center edge, everyone is seeing this explosion and how people are coping with this, because I've got these multiple of applications and these huge fat pipes that are coming into this network, and looking at how we can protect that. So that's been a huge discussion point with all our customers at the moment as well. That said, we also look at a lot of the zero trust applications. I mean, I presented a couple of years of zero trust to a lot of corporate customers, and when I started presenting, the discussion was, oh, you don't trust the employees. The answer is no, we don't trust the employees. We just don't trust the devices and the use of applications coming onto the network. So we have to challenge everything. And this has become a large threat landscape issue when you look at things like business-to-business applications, corporate-to-business applications, and even just social media type applications. So, we'd like to do this sort of thing. This zero trust application. We look at how we define and challenge each user and each application, each device becomes a network. And also this also improves the security posture of both the user and the device coming onto the network as well. And then digital experience has become the way of life. I mean, in 2020 as well as 2021, we've seen a huge shift from the whole traditional typical old systems onto new digital experience applications and platforms. So with that said, we've got to also ensure that you secure these platforms. So with digital innovation, we have new things like sophisticated threats that are coming around. We've seen a lot of ransomware being proliferated people's networks, where a person would come along and actually then lock a person's PC up and then demand a ransom amount of money for you to unlock it. And half the time you never actually get your data back, because the last time you decided to back up your data was 2 or 3 weeks ago, or even 2-3 months ago. Digital attack surfaces have become larger and more, expanded across the networks. So when we talk about security edges that are formed, this is what we're talking about. It's no matter if it's a single device or 2 or 3 devices that a user owns or uses, and even now they're stretching into things like operational technology. So we'll see a huge shift in operational technology and IT converging on itself in the next 2 to 3 years, or even sooner. Ecosystem complexity, and this comes back to the security fabric that Fortinet has developed on all of its products, or most of its products. When we actually talk about this economic complexity is when we integrate into third-party products themselves. This might be an IBM, it might be an HP system, it might be a Dell system, it might be Cisco. We don't really know. We have to ensure that the data that they're setting up via the northbound interfaces can actually be used correctly. So from the open APIs, we can actually extract that data and actually conform it and actually bring it into like a Fortinet SIEM product or other products as well, where we can actually have more visibility of what that product's actually doing as well. And then, as mentioned before, compliance from a global point of view, as well as a country point of view, or even regional point of view, has become larger. And that compliance not only applies to government, but also applies to things like banking and financial organizations. It talks about medical. When we talk about things like policing and forensic information about bullying and cyberbullying, that's also becoming a huge push for everyone to actually start practicing this type of discipline in their business as well. So pillars of security posture from Fortinet today, we have 3 major pillars that we talk about. We talk about security-driven networking. We talk about the convergence of these networking and security coming together as one product. We're seeing that platform collapsing in the network as well. We see huge, demand now for off-network using of devices, and this typically includes things like IoT and OT networking coming together. This also comes back to things like zero trust access to no matter what the user or the device or application is. If it might be a headless or headed device, it could even be a printer, it could be an OT device in a factory floor. It could be a person's watch. We don't really understand and care, but you've got to look at how we actually manage that device. Applications continue to drive cloud application security services too, and those applications are now becoming closer and closer to the edge as we drive those types of services into the network. Fortinet's built innovation on three major things. With regards to those, 40 operating system has developed. Every time we bring out a new version of operating system, that operating system has more than 300 features. Fortinet has self-developed their own SPUs, or the security processing units, built on ASIC technology. That allows us to grow and actually define faster network speeds. But at the same, if network speeds are going faster, you also got to understand that the attack surface is obviously faster as well. And over and above that, the FortiGuard labs have now looked at typical products we've used in the past to actually look and gain cybersecurity skills and understanding of networks. In the past, is now we started to use things like artificial intelligence to enable our products to actually have more visibility and to be more agile and reactive to these types of attacks on a global basis as well. So digital innovation today covers multiple of facets, multiple verticals in the market. We talk about retail, healthcare, finance, manufacturing, many others. It might be oil and gas. But the nice thing is each of the Fortinet solutions, no matter if it's a small little device servicing 10 people, or a medium device servicing 1,000 devices or users, or a large device servicing 10 to 100,000 users, we have products that can scale to this type of environment as well. But at the same time, we, from a firewall, we look at mail, we look at things like web application firewalling. We also have other products that actually give us more visibility and reporting, as well as analytics on this type of information transversing across your networks today. Platform integration from Fortinet. Like I said earlier, visibility and protection is key. This allows, with the attack surface becoming larger, for Fortinet products to actually have more visibility and view of these types of attacks happening, no matter if it's command and control, or type of SQL injection being put onto a web page, or a person just doing a ransom type of attack on a single PC. This type of product that we obviously sell today from Fortinet allows us to do those things. Integrator is important because although we integrate the same product themselves as a Fortinet security fabric, we also like to show that we have open OEM agreements and understanding between other vendors in the marketplace as well, which obviously saves you costs and obviously reduces your return on investment. And then also automated solutions with AI-driven security has become a reality in all our businesses. We looked at things like sandboxing now, artificial intelligence being introduced to most security products. And the imperative part about this discussion is that you've got to realize artificial intelligence is going to become the way of the future, and it really has. So we have an open ecosystem of many partners. We have development with Fabric connectors, the likes of Google and IBM Cloud, Azure. We have Fabric APIs, which we develop with some of our competitors and even some of our co-operators. We have things like Fabric development partners that are doing work for us as well. We actually do major testing and rigor testing with these people. And we also have extended ecosystem partners too, partners like, for example, Notia and Cyber Threat Alliance, where we actually do testing with us and obviously supply threat information to everyone on a global basis. The brainchild behind Fortinet is also the FortiGuard Labs team. We have over 460 people that actually do this on a daily basis. This Office of Data Scientists globally do the work for us and actually basically update FortiGuard Labs on a daily basis. So when you actually purchase Fortinet technology today, you'll see that your subscription services is linked directly back to this. Is where the security fabric protection, as well as the protection, being proactive research, as well as threat intelligence, is all developed by the same team and also integrated into all the Fortinet products that you work with on a daily basis as well. And this is very important because, this is always I see as the intellectual property of Fortinet. And this is really where we see the strength in our solutions being defined on a daily basis and sold to customers like yourselves. So yes, Fortinet is a market leader on integrated platforms for cybersecurity, from the ground up. We're a trusted partner and obviously would like to be seen that in the future. If you want further information about Fortinet products, you can go to www.fortinet.com, and we welcome any further questions on the Fortinet solutions and see if you would like to chat to us. We're online right now, so please let us know. Thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate you attending this presentation.